Hello, 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 ladies. Welcome to day two. It is day two of our 5-day Wealth with Ease activation. Today, we are going to talk about psychology and how it impacts your wealth, how money flows to you. And so, as you're all coming in, make sure you let me know that you're here in the comments. That's right. There you all are. Hello. All right, ladies. So, first thing I want to do is you all got $22,000 to spend, $22,000 in play money to spend on getting yourself support. We're talking about wealth with ease, and ease starts with being supported. So did you spend it on a personal trainer, a chef, a housekeeper, people to help with the kids, do the lawn, do your business? What did you all do with your $22,000 for support? This is probably my favorite play money. I can't tell you how I've stretched that $22,000 every which way till Sunday because I love being supported. I love it. I love it. And I think one of the things that this play money and this entire process of like rewiring your brain is to start to think about, where do I need support in my life? Because truthfully, if you're in the place where you're like, I want to manifest more money, I want my business to grow, I want more wealth, the last thing you're doing is thinking about how you can get support for yourself. And I want you to start to switch that. I want you now, when even before you have the extra money, to start thinking about, what would I do with it? If I did have $22,000, what would I do with it? Okay, I got personal assistant. I've got a pilot for my private jet. Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys don't play. A house staff, medical concierge, a car to drive me around, Joanne says, a chef. I love it. You are my people. We normalize support. So I am really excited. At the end of this live, I go back, I watch, I learn all the things that you all had to share about how you spent your play money. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we're in our 5-day Wealth with Ease activation. Today is day two. Every day we get play money. And then in our Facebook group, the Wealth with Ease activation Facebook page, we actually share pictures. I'm telling you, there's nothing that's more fun than this. Seeing all the creative ways women can play and spend money is fun. If you can be a kid again with money, honestly, you're going to see how quickly things change for you. So that's first thing, first order of business. The second one is, yesterday we talked about the brain, the history of the brain. And I would just love for you to tell me in the comments what you got from learning. We have 2 million years of brain development that says in order to survive or thrive, you have to work harder. And when you think about that, that's 2 million years of brain development. When you think about that, how is that showing up for you? How is it showing up today after 2 million years of brain development? How is it showing up in what you believe? How is it showing up in your business? How is it showing up in your finances? How is it showing up in your body? To believe that you have to work hard to thrive, to survive, to succeed. How's that feeling in your body? Yesterday, I shared with you that women, when I first meet them, the very first thing they tell me is how exhausted they are from working so hard. So I want to hear from you all. Um, that's so funny. I want to hear from you all. What came up for you yesterday? New programming, Tammy says. I want to hear from you. What came up for you yesterday as you came to that level of awareness around, wow, I'm operating from a belief that's 2 million years in the making that says I have to work hard. No wonder I'm exhausted. No wonder I am working so hard. Do you realize that this is something that you believe subconsciously? Yeah, I want to hear. It's exhausting, Leah says, and freeing to know. So, okay, I learned that we are reprogrammable. I love that. Redefining. It takes 28 days to rewire my brain. I love it. 2 million years to get here, 28 days to change it. We also talked about, I grew up in a home where worth came from being productive. Definitely a belief being ingrained. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today. Wanda says it feels overwhelming. It's exhausting to think about it, but happy to see my change. I love that, Megan. All right, so that's where we're going today. And here's the other thing I want you to start thinking about now is looking at, so there's one aspect where you work really hard and you're addicted to it without understanding like what's going on behind, why am I doing that? There's nothing worse than when you're in a pattern and you don't even understand why. So that was yesterday. Today we're going to talk about some things going on psychologically, that you've got the why you work hard piece understood. Now we're going to talk about, okay, help me understand why money doesn't come my way. Money doesn't stay with me. Money doesn't multiply and grow. Like, what's going on, Tasha? And so before I go into it, I'm going to tell you, in all the things that I teach, what I'm going to share with you today is truly freedom. There's no other way to describe it other than to tell you this is freedom. So I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor in helping me spread this message to the world. Could you tag a friend, a girlfriend, your sister, your mom, any woman that you know? If she heard this message, it could also set her free. And I want you to tag her. So let's say you're tagging me. You would put at Tasha Chen, watch this to heal money traumas. That's what I literally want you to tell. Don't just tag them, because then it's like, why are you tagging me? Give it a reason. At your friend's name, watch this to heal money traumas. I am asking you humbly, would you help me share this message and get it out to as many women as possible so they can be set free like you're going to be set free today? Would you do that for me, please? I am looking. I see, that's right. I see you all tagging. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Still, I see Tracy. I see Tammy tagging. Who else do I see? Mava, thank you so much. Every woman, every person on here knows one woman. It might be your mother. It might be your sister. It might be your girlfriend. It might be your daughter. It might be your niece. Find a woman, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and give her this gift, please, and thank you. And what I'm going to answer today is the dominant questions that I get when women come, and I want you to know I understand this from the depths of my heart. When you are in an experience in your life and you are hitting a glass ceiling financially, you've done all the right things and you've just gotten to this point financially and you cannot get past it. It's like there's a ceiling, and no matter what you do, you cannot shatter that ceiling and move beyond that limit, whether it's 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 50,000. It doesn't even matter what it is. One woman told me she had been making the same amount of money for 30 years. Oh my gosh, inflation alone makes you not be able to survive. So you're hitting this glass ceiling and you can't figure out, why can't I shatter it? The frustration of that. Or there are women who say, Tasha, I am so frustrated that I have the highest level education. I have a great business. I'm in a great career. I have everything going for me on paper. On paper, I should be making way more money than this, and it shouldn't be this hard. Tasha, like my daughter would say, can you help me? Help me make it make sense. It's not making sense. Do not compute. That's the way my brain works. Do not compute. I am smarter than this level of income. I have enough degrees, enough courses, enough education, enough things I've bought that should on paper allow me to not work this hard. And then there's those moments where I know I felt, and maybe you can relate, I can see clear as day. I can see myself in an unhealthy money pattern. You know, the kind of pattern where the money comes and faster than it comes, I get rid of it. Or the money comes and I find all kinds of creative ways to do things with it that literally just makes it go out the door. And I see it happening. It's not like I'm blind to this. My eyes literally sees it happening and I cannot stop myself. Can you relate to that? And you're saying, I'm smarter than this. I know I shouldn't be doing it. Why am I doing this? It doesn't make any sense. I can't stop myself. And then you lay awake all night going, how did I end up in this financial situation? I've got a good education. I have a good business. Money is coming in, but my patterns with it are just unhealthy and I can't stop myself. Maybe you feel like I've done everything by the book. I remember when I bought a franchise business. I bought a franchise business for one reason. I am really good at doing things by the book. And I know some of my sisters here, you're like me. Your academics tell you step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to do it and get an A. You do everything by the book. You bought the business. You invested in the courses. You invested the money in the stock market. You saved. You didn't have a lot of credit card debt. My gosh, you've done everything by the book, but you're not breaking free to the financial result that you want. And it doesn't make sense. You're not computing. And then there's the moment where after all of this, you go, oh, shoot, it's me. It's me. It's not my business. It's not my career. It's not the investments that I've had. It's not how much I have saved or can I save or not save. It's me. And then when you realize, oh my gosh, it's me, you don't know what to do to change it. And the last one, and I'm just going to say this because it's on my heart, when you're fighting with the people you love about money, or worse, you're fighting with yourself about money. And you can't, and I could go on, right? You see yourself in these experiences and none of it makes sense. You can't understand what is going on. And I want to answer that question for you today. I want to tell you what's going on. So first I need to know, I'm going to jump over here. Can you relate? Can you relate to does any of that resonate with any of you, or is it just me? Am I the only woman on here today that's like, you know what? It's not making sense. It's not adding up. I'm in a group with some beautiful women. I'm in lots of groups. And, as I listen to them share, I can feel the agony of, I know it's me. I know it's me. I've done all the programs to fix me. And I still know it's me and nothing's changing. And there's nothing worse than when you are in a prison that you built. And I know that's very heavy language, but there's no other way for me to describe it to you. The moment you realize it's you and you built the prison you're in, but you don't know how to get out of it. And so yesterday when I told you I'm here to deliver a message of freedom, this is what I mean. And we can theorize all day long, but the most powerful thing is when you hear from a woman like you. So in a few minutes, I'm going to have a beautiful woman join me on stage. Her name is Sylvia. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sylvia before she joins me. As soon as she starts talking, you're immediately going to realize she is a really smart woman. She's got the energy of an angel. And Sylvia, from what I know, had done really well in life. She'd done all the right things. She had a really good career, really great opportunities, was doing good work out there in the world. And when we met, she was at the point where she listened to this conversation and realized that she had a pattern, that money pattern I talked about. She realized, wait a second, I'm in a pattern. And the pattern is, as soon as I get money, I try to give it away. So much so, she formed a nonprofit, right? You know how clever we get with this? So bless her heart was in the right place for why she did it or why she wanted to do it. But, she saw it too as part of her pattern. She had these incredible programs that she offered for very little or free. I remember us working through that. And so as we were doing the work under my mentorship, there's this moment where she realized, wow, this was the moment where I made this agreement. And I'm going to share it with you so that she can tell you the results of the work. She realized that there was a moment where she found out that her husband had been unfaithful and made the decision to get a divorce. And in that decision, she goes to the bank to get her money, right? Because they're going to split their assets. And she walks into the bank and all of her money is gone. Ladies, I'm talking about, and Sylvia, I'll never forget this. I'm talking about, she said she had had a bank account that she had had since she was a little girl. The first money she ever got as a child. She opened her bank account with that little pocket money, and years have gone by. She's been keeping money in there. That was now gone. In that moment, Sylvia made an agreement. I will never have someone take money away from me again. I will never have someone take money from me again. And so what happened in our mentorship was she realized the trauma that she had experienced. She realized the response she had and the agreement that she made in that moment. And so I'm going to invite Sylvia. Can we have Sylvia come up on screen with me? Hello, gorgeous Sylvia. I would love for you to share. I think you might be muted, so just double check that. I would love for you to share. Here you are, right, in the program. You've come to this realization, you have the breakthrough moment, and just tell the women, first of all, how did it feel when you came eye to eye with the realization, wow, I've made a powerful agreement and it's playing out in my life in a big way, in my finances.
Mhm. That the moment when I realized that, it felt like I had been hit. It's bigger than a 4x4. I'd been hit with something I'd never imagined in my life before. Never, you know. I was so shocked, and it was frightening. It was relieving at the same time, because at least now I could put my finger on why I'd been doing this, working with this pattern over so many years. I could now see clearly why, and knowing why is very important. Yeah, but
Yeah.
when I found out, yes,
That's the thing that I want women to realize as we go into this conversation today. The moment you realize, moment you get the answer, that's like 80 to 90% of the solution, right?
yes.
So you find out, we do the work. We do the
Mhm.
work. Tell us about one of your breakthrough moments and then the results that you had.
So one of my breakthroughs was so you've heard Tasha say I run a nonprofit organization. It's my heart. I still do it. I will do it forever. And here I'm thinking about, how is it that I am doing this work? And somebody might say it's God's work, but I'm the one hustling for the money to run it. And
Hmm.
so there was a moment when, in one of our readings that Tasha gave us, I realized that the the message was, Father delights in giving you the key to the kingdom. And in this case, Father is God, creator, the universe, delights. And I thought of delight as, him, her, it, they, she, spirit, God, jumping up and down when I say I'd like to have this, just like I feel when I give my kids something that they really want. And I start to think, Sylvia, you are the one not asking. So I asked. I reached out. I remember I sent this email, a story about a really full circle moment in our work here at Links Across Borders. And I had sent this email out to folks who I know are interested in the work. And there was one person I hadn't heard from. And I knew that he was really interested. And I thought it would be a good story for him to hear. And so I woke up and Spirit just said, send that email again. Send it and just say you sent it before, but he hadn't responded. And I did. I just followed the nudge. And I got a response back from him that just floored me. I had to pick my jaw up off the floor when his response came in saying, and I wasn't asking for money in the message. I really was just sharing a story that I thought he would love to hear about how the work was happening and the impact of it. And he wrote me, the short of that story is that he wrote back and asked, what would you like? I remember, Father delights in giving you the key to the kingdom. So ask. And so I asked big. I asked big, and what I got was $100,000. Like that. I didn't write a grant proposal. I just responded to an email saying, I would like this large amount. And I got 100,000 for the work.
Ladies, as the person who was mentoring Sylvia at this point, I remember leaving the gym. I remember the stoplight I was at as you're messaging me about what I remember everything about it. And you might hear $100,000. And remember, she did nothing. She was doing the work to
Yeah.
heal. And Spirit then said, send an email. Would you like to get an extra $100,000 on something as easy as just send the email about whatever? Right? So that's what happened. And I know you hear $100,000, but I want to tell you the freedom for
Yeah.
Sylvia of the shackles of that pattern and understanding why and doing the work and being released from it. It was the equivalent of energetically $1 million for her. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I know in my heart. Right, Sylvia? Would you agree?
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
was $1 million for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it
what
continues to happen.
That's the
Like
other thing I
that's
was going to say. And then what happened is, having done the work and having such a massive breakthrough, it's continued. And we're Sylvia and I did this maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half
yeah.
ago. I'm not even sure,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the
Yes.
continued result, the return on investment of doing that healing work, she's continuing to reap it.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep us going, Sylvia. So I just want to say thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Please follow Sylvia Morrison. She's doing amazing work in Ghana. She's got an amazing mission to help children there. Please follow her and learn more. Sylvia, thank you so much for being on with me today
Thanks
and
for
sharing
having
your
me.
story.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, now it's your turn. I want to bring to your awareness, like Sylvia was able to identify the moment where she made this powerful agreement, I want to help you possibly identify some of those for yourself. I teach about 16 money traumas. I know there's so many of you that are here because you saw an ad that talked about money traumas and you're like, what is that? Never heard of it. There's several of you that have been here for a while and you've heard me teach about money traumas, but I want you to listen today because I'm going to teach about it in a way I have never done before. I am going to teach about the money traumas as experienced through 3 of the 6 basic human emotions. There are 6 basic human emotions. I'm going to talk about money traumas as experienced through 3 of them. Now, here's the thing. There's 16. There's 16 money traumas. As I list each one, if you've done this before, do it again. If it's your first time, what you want to listen for, and I'm going to go really quickly, what you want to listen for is, can I relate? Have I had an experience similar to that one? And if you have, then you give yourself a little mark, right? You give yourself a little tally, because at the end we're going to see out of 16, how many do you have that you've experienced? Fair? Everybody got that? Give me some thumbs up. Give me hearts. Let me know. I got it. I'm following. I've got a pen and paper. I'm ready to tally up and see. So the first one of 16, we're going to talk about fear, the basic emotion of fear, and how you might have experienced something related to money that caused you to feel fear. And the first thing that just in general causes us to feel the emotion of fear is a loss of safety. If I don't feel safe, I feel fear. I'm in fear. I go into the emotion of fear. So number one, money trauma of the 16 is, have you ever felt controlled or manipulated and money was involved? Have you ever had an experience in your life where you felt controlled or manipulated and money was involved? Simple enough, give yourself a mark if you've ever had an experience like that. People will say, I was in this job position and I wasn't getting a raise or I wasn't being valued. Those are some of the instances where it's, you feel some sense of control. It might be in a relationship usually, but control or manipulated and money was involved. Give yourself a mark for that one. Have you ever endured financial hardship? You yourself, have you ever endured financial hardship? I know for me and my family in 2006, when real estate went to but I had to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I lost my business. I lost all my savings, like everything. Talk about financial hardship. I had never in my life, even when I lived with 10 people in a 1-bedroom house, experienced that kind of hardship. So have you ever experienced financial hardship? However you would define that, give yourself a mark for that one. The loss of safety made you feel fear. So that's 2 we've got so far. The next one, have you ever lived through challenging economic times? This might be that you've lived through a war, you've lived through a recession. Maybe this is as an adult or a child, right? So maybe you lived through a recession and you were a child, but you felt the loss of safety coming from the adults in your life. Maybe you lived in a community where there was a factory that employed everyone and then it went out of business. Anything like that, where you've encountered challenging economic times. That would be something that would cause you to feel a loss of safety and cause you to feel fear. Now let's talk about the other thing that would cause us to feel fear, and that's feeling abandoned. So now you're gonna think about, have I ever experienced a loss of love or a loss of approval in my family related to money in any way? My clients tell me this is where, Tasha, I've had the feeling of I'm compared to my siblings who are more successful financially. I always have this sense of I'm not good enough because I haven't achieved as much financially. Maybe it's not even your siblings, maybe it's your cousins, right? You've had love withheld in some way from the people you love. And maybe it's not your parents, it might be from your siblings, just looking down at you like you're not doing well. Whatever shape it took, you felt a loss of love. And that makes you feel abandoned from your family. So that would be another one. Maybe you felt socially excluded. I know this one, I would say all of us have this. You just go on social media and it's like they are able to travel. They're able to do these fancy dinners. You're able to rent jet planes. What's wrong with me? I'm not succeeding. And it's just that big comparison, socially feeling excluded. If you've experienced that, just be honest with yourself. There's no judgment here. We're doing the real work so we can get to the solution. That's feeling abandoned. Let's talk about the basic human emotion of sadness. Sadness comes on when you feel a loss of love. And this one, I would say, is a biggie. If I could tell you, I would say 98% of the women who've experienced money traumas have had this one. This is where you've experienced emotional pain and money was involved. I'm talking about, you saw your parents fight over money. And these people that were supposed to be loving to each other and loving to you were not. And it was because of money. And if you've ever experienced a divorce, ladies, you fell in love. This was the man of your dreams. You had kids together, and now you're fighting over money. The like love went out the window, and the emotional pain of we're fighting over money. We've done so much, I've sacrificed so much, right? So if you've ever experienced that, the loss of love, emotional pain due to money. I know for me, one of my things was I didn't understand as a child that my mom had to leave me. She had me at 18 and she had to leave me to go work to make money so we could both survive. I didn't get that. So between 0 to 10, when I wasn't living with my mom, I took on the childlike meaning of it's love or money. I'm not having love right now in my life because of money. And so it doesn't matter what my mom's intentions were, and they were pure, and she was just trying to do the best that she could. But for me, I felt a loss of love, right? The absence of love due to money. The other thing is maybe you've had love and harmony lost. This is where people have had their families torn apart during a death or anything involving money. And it's, whether it's family or friends, you loan money to a friend and now you've been best friends your whole life. And now stuff's, messed up because of money. That would be another one. Let's talk about anger. This is going to be the third human emotion. So far I've said fear and I've said sadness. Now let's talk about anger. And out of the 16 money traumas, this is the one that has the most of them. Have you ever felt financial regret? Ladies, when we stay awake at night, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why did I make that choice? I should have invested. I shouldn't have not sold that real estate. Why did I choose to join that pyramid scheme? Why did I choose to do that network marketing thing? Whatever it is, you spend time in the woulda, coulda, shoulda over financial regret. Anybody ever done that? Consider it trauma, my friends. It makes you feel guilty and ashamed, right? The other one is just pure guilt and shame. You have made a decision in your life that you're not proud of, but the reason you did it was for money. Can I just be real with you? You married him for money. Like that kind, where you literally you made a choice that you're not proud of, and it was for money, and let it not work out, and then you spend a lot more time in guilt and shame. That's trauma. Okay, so let's keep it real. Another one is maybe you've had religious guilt. A lot of my clients, because I'm a Christian and I serve a lot of Christian women, especially I notice women who were raised in a Catholic religion. There's a lot of, I was raised Pentecostal. It does not get any more damnation than if you want money, you're a sinner, you are greedy, you're evil. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want money. I'm sorry. I feel so ashamed. I want to beat it out of myself that I have the desire for money. Trauma. Religious guilt and shame. Have you ever been shamed because you have a desire for success and wealth? I remember once I went to my ex-husband and I said, oh my gosh, I have this great business opportunity. He's like, well, how much money is it going to make? I said, I really think I could make $250,000 a month. And he was like, are you crazy? Are you stupid? What is wrong with you? You're not thinking. Total shaming me. Right? Or some of my clients have said, my family literally will look at me and go, what is wrong with you? Why can't you just settle? Why can't you just be okay with where you are in life? Why do you keep daydreaming and fantasizing and literally shaming you for wanting to be successful? Have you ever had that? And let's talk about feeling stuck or trapped. This is where you feel trapped because you literally are in a situation where you are staying because of money, whether it's a job, a relationship, a situationship, a roommate, a whatever. You feel trapped, and it's because of money. And that I'm stuck, I'm trapped feeling is traumatic. The other one is maybe you feel trapped by generational trauma. I cannot tell you how many women I serve who say, I look at my family and all I see is scarcity thinking, and oh my gosh, I want so much more for myself, but I literally am carrying the burden of generations of lack and scarcity and fear. I can't get out of my own way, but it's not even me. It's the family I was born into, generations of it. Have you ever felt that or noticed that? And then there's the last one, which is feeling inadequate. And that's where you, especially us women, we get to a certain age and we go, I'm not where I wanted to be financially. I'm not where I wanted to be financially. And you beat yourself up incessantly about it. Or you've had a time in your life where you lost a lot of money. You've lost a lot of money and you feel, I'm not a good money manager. What's wrong with me? Why couldn't I have done better with it, kept it, grow it, whatever it is. Another way that you feel inadequate is you compare yourself to others. You compare yourself to others and other people's success, and it just leaves you feeling inadequate. So I've given you 16. And I see Allison saying, man, I have a lot of trauma. Let me just tell you, ladies, to your face, I came up with this list of 16 in observation of my life. So if you think you have a lot, just know I have all of them because I made the list. So I want you to tally up how many did you acknowledge that you have, and tell me, and I'm going to give you the full list, but how many do you see that you have so far? All 16, 12, 14, 8 out of 16. I have all of them, Lydia says. Ash, so just remember, listen, you're in good company because I created the list. And that's the great news. If I can heal them, so can you. So we don't have any shame. This is a very healing, eye-opening, bless yourself for being led here today to just understand what's going on. Okay. So I see you all putting in the numbers. Now, People are going to say, Tasha, I want the list. I want the list. I want the whole list. So here's the list. It's a PDF. If you right now type the word heal, all I want you to do is put in the comments heal. When I'm done, check your DMs, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook, check your DMs and you will get the PDF and you can read through the entire 16 and the examples that I have and a definition I have for all of them. Type the word heal. HEAL. I see some people type in healed. You might not get it if you don't type it exactly like that. HEAL, heal. And when we're done, check your DM. You'll get the PDF with everything. Now let's talk about, what does this have to do with Wealth with Ease, Tasha? Oh my gosh, that was a lot. Wow, I have a lot of trauma. Great. Thanks, Tasha. Yeah, you really should thank me, because this is about freedom. And if you don't understand what's happening, you cannot fix it. If you don't understand the prison that you're in, you cannot escape, right? So I am here in service, and I want you to understand what's going on. Now, I said that these were basic human emotions, and that we were dealing with 3 of the 6 basic human emotions. Of the 16 money traumas, 14 of them are assigned to fear and anger. Here's where it gets interesting. 2 or more basic human emotions. When you have 2 or more basic human emotions, it becomes a complex emotion. Ladies, 14 out of the 16 money traumas are associated with fear and anger. Those 2 basic human emotions combined generate the complex emotion hate. Why does that matter to you as you are on your journey for Wealth with Ease? Why do you need to understand this? Because complex emotions are hard to recognize. I am sure none of you are walking around going, I hate money. You don't even know you hate money. You don't even probably know that you're walking around in fear and sadness and anger related to money. And then when you combine those 2, you have hate. Now, let's like deepen this conversation. When you have a complex emotion, in order to resolve it, you need cognitive processing. What does that mean? First, you need what we talked about yesterday, metacognition. Like Sylvia spoke about, you need to become aware of the trauma event, the response you had, and the agreement you made in that moment. Sylvia made the agreement, no one is ever going to take money away from me again. What does that mean? How does money show up for Sylvia in her pattern? Because she made that agreement. Even when she gets it, she gives it away because she's not going to have enough that anyone is going to be able to take it away from her. Now, do you think Sylvia was walking around going, I hate money? No. Do you think Sylvia had a lot of anger? Yes. Do you think she had a lot of fear that it could happen again? Yes. And so understanding the complexities of money trauma, and what's the next step after you become aware? You have to change the memory. And in changing the memory, you change your perception. And if you can change your perception associated to the event, you change your reality. That is why this message might be the most important one I give ever to you. And I'm going to share, just a little story with you. And I want to tell you from my heart that I'm so committed to this work. Every time I open up a program, the very first thing that the women have to do is this work. And this time when I open up my program, I'm actually going to teach this class live. It's not going to be a recording. I'm going to teach this healing money trauma class live because I've realized $160 million, 163 as of the weekend, $163 million manifested in our community, 13 millionaires, a whole bunch of 5 and 6 figures, multiple 6 figures manifested, is that healing money traumas is where we must begin. It's where we must begin. And I'm going to tell you a story about a beautiful woman that I got to have this experience. She was sharing with me that she grew up very poor, and realized that, she was not able to have the finer things in life or have the things in life because of the lack of money, and made a very strong agreement as a child that that would never happen to her. Right? As she became an adult, she was going to work her ass off. She was going to go to the best universities, get the best jobs. She was going to do everything in her power to never be in that place of fear or anger towards money. And so, again, when you have these strong emotions that you're not even aware of, it turns into hate. Now, let me just ask you, if you hate something, what do you do to it? Do you invite it in or do you reject it? If you hate something, we reject it. If you love something, you invite it in. So if you're walking around unknowingly with the energy of hate towards money because you grew up in experiences that caused you to feel fear or caused you to feel anger, then you understand you have the energy. This is metaphysical now. You have the energy of hate towards something you want so badly. And what I saw happening for her was she had a lot of situations in her life that were just repeating themselves that would cause her to just get more angry and more angry and more angry, like doing all the right things, investing in all the right places, then the money gone. Fighting with her spouse, and the both of them just at it, his decisions, her decisions, whatever, fighting, angry, money. And I sat with her and I said, you need to heal this trauma. This is not about your partner. It is not about the investments. It's not about your business. It's that little baby you is still walking around going, I will not ever allow this to happen. I'm so angry that I had this experience. And you have an energetic frequency of hate towards money. You know how I scream? People are like, Tasha, I want the Tasha scream. I scream when women tell me about their manifestations. And this particular woman, I spoke to her and her husband, and he said to me, Tasha, my greatest manifestation this was last year, at the end of last year, said, Tasha, my greatest manifestation was that I healed my money traumas. Not that I got $1 million, not that I got multiple millions, but that I healed my money traumas because he understood what it had been doing. And then she was sharing with me how they manifested an opportunity they'd been trying to work on to manifest multiple six figures. And just like that, it came easily. And then she was, just splurging on herself, on her family. She got business opportunities coming from out of the yin yang overnight. Why? Why do I scream? Because that's one more woman set free. That's why I have the Tasha scream. That's why I want to scream for you all. I want freedom. I want you all to experience freedom. Now let's talk about the brain. Let's talk about what happens to women when we experience trauma. There are 4 different responses that we have. Some of it's just female, but I want you to understand when you've experienced money trauma, your brain is saying this thing is not safe. Money is not safe. We need to protect her. Your brain's going, protect her, protect her, protect her. And so you end up in one of 3 things related to money, whether you have a business, a career, and you're doing all the things right, but your brain is going, protect her. So you end up in fight, like this beautiful woman I spoke about. She had a lot of fighting going on related to money. You end up in flight or you end up in freeze. When you see yourself not doing what you need to do in your business, not calling the client, not doing anything that's related to money, and you're just in freeze, not making the investment, whatever it is, you're in fight, flight, or freeze. That is what we call money blocks. You know how people talk about money blocks? Well, my friends, it's just your brain trying to protect you. That's it. You're in fight, flight, or freeze. And so the female brain responds in a few different ways to trauma. The first one is, as women, when we've experienced something with a lot of emotion, also known as trauma, we have more blood flowing. I'm going to say this slowly because I'm not a scientist. I want to pronounce it properly, right? We have more blood flowing to the cingulate gyrus. If you are like a scientist and I said that right, please give me some heart, right? That's a part of our brain that processes emotion. What that means is a man does not have as much blood flow in response to an emotional event as we do. So we're actually more prone to anxiety, depression. We're more prone to post-traumatic financial disorder. If we experience trauma, we take it on a lot deeper than a man, especially when emotions are involved. That is number one. Number two, the amygdala, the fear center in a woman gets way more active, right, when an emotional situation has occurred. This occurs with men too who've experienced trauma. The amygdala gets just overactive. The limbic system, I'm sorry, not the limbic system, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that says, think logically, think, with intelligence, that actually shuts down when you've experienced trauma. It shuts down. So if you're going, I don't understand why I'm doing all the right things, and it's not, you can't out logic trauma. You can't. So if you're like, Tasha, it seems like I can't think about what to do. I can't do anything right. I can't figure it out. That's what women will say. I can't figure it out. Your brain is literally not, if you're trying to get money and you're trying to figure something out to get money, your brain's like, no, protector, be safe. And then the hippocampus, which is a part of the brain that stores memory. For women, this is what happens. We do not remember words. We remember the emotions of a traumatic experience. I remember my ex-husband saying to me, what you are doing to contribute to this family cannot fit on my Excel spreadsheet. So don't tell me how you're cleaning the house and taking care of the kids and raising them well. Like, don't care, can't go into my Excel spreadsheet. I heard the words, but you know what resonated on my spirit for a long time? The feeling of you have no value. And you know how that showed up, that trauma showed up when I started my business? I did not want to argue with people about my value because the emotion I felt when I heard you have no value, the emotion I felt, I didn't want to feel it again. So I told women, pay me $25 for 90 days of accountability. Because who's going to argue with that? Nobody's going to argue about my worth or my value, right? So that's how we make choices. Do you understand now? Number one, type in the comments. Do you understand money trauma is real? It's real, and it's causing your brain to believe that money is not safe. Do you understand that? Number one. Number two, do you understand that your brain is wired to protect you from anything it perceives is not safe? And therefore, your brain is going, protector, fight, flight, freeze, anything. She's trying to do a business. She's trying to advance her career. She's trying to get a loan. She's trying to figure out how to get more clients. Oops, that's more money. Protector. And you can invest till the cows come home. You cannot outsmart your brain trying to protect you. And you can work till you have blood coming out of your fingers. You're working so hard. You cannot outwork a brain that's trying to protect you from money. You can't do it. So that's why you're working so hard, because you're trying to overcompensate for something that's trying to protect you from the thing you want. Does that make sense? Like my daughter would say, make it make sense. Is this making sense to you? And do you believe at this point that if you were to heal money traumas, money would now your brain would say it's safe. It would allow money to come to you with ease, which is what you want. You don't want to struggle for it anymore. And it would allow it to stay and grow. Why? Because it's safe. You don't need to be protected from it. Does that make sense? It does make sense. Okay, great. I love that. So I want you all to just think about, I know I shared a lot right now, but I want you all to just think about everything that I've said and really see, for you, which one of these is like, that has my name on it. Because here's what I'm going to say. I know we've gone a little bit over my time today, but I'm just going to invite you, if this made sense, the kind of sense where you're going right now, something in my spirit is like, this is the answer to my prayer. I've been praying to understand what's going on. I read a Bible verse this morning that said, the goddesses and I are doing a book study, and it says, if you do not understand yourself, you will remain in poverty. And poverty doesn't always have to mean like no money. It means you won't accomplish what you came here to do. You won't have it be easy. You won't have things in abundance. It doesn't mean like 0 pennies in the bank poverty. It just means you're not going to live to your full potential if you don't understand your brain. If you don't understand the psychology, if you don't understand the things that are just needing healing and to be changed, then you will not advance. That's just fact. So I'm going to invite you all at this point, if that's you and you have felt like this is making sense, this is the answer I've been seeking, I'm just going to invite you to stay a few more minutes. If you truly want to learn how to have wealth with ease from a scientific and a meta spiritual perspective, I'm just going to have a heart to heart right now. If that's not you, I hope you got a ton of value. You're going to download your PDF. God bless you. I hope this was of incredible eye-opening awareness for you. But if you know you truly want to learn how to have wealth with ease, and that's why you're here, and everything is just like clicking for you, then I'm going to invite you to stay. And I want you to remember this. Do you remember? Hang on a second. Let me show you my little formula from yesterday. Do you remember yesterday I said, every result you have in your life is made up of a combination of 80% of your brain and 20% effort. Write that, type that again so you just remind yourself. My results equal 80% my brain and 20% effort. Now, if your brain, which is 80% of how you're getting a result, is saying protect her, protect her, protect her from money or protect her from ease. One time, one of my traumas was that if money comes easy, it's evil, it's bad, it's gonna, right? If it comes too easy, you're gonna lose it, or it's bad, or it's illegal. And I literally turned down a client for $25,000 because it was too easy. She was just like, okay, how much is it? I'll pay you. I was like, no. Go pay the other little money over there thing. Like, I laugh at myself, and I hope you'll laugh at yourself too at some point, right? But that's what we're up against here. So remembering that, I want to keep things simple. I like to keep things simple. You want to know, you want to learn how to experience wealth with ease. Let's talk about why it's not easy. It is not easy because you've got 2 million years of brain development saying work hard. Why it's not easy is because we model masculine energy. Men were the hunter gatherers, figure it outers, not us. And so we saw them bringing home the bacon. And as we decided we need to take care of ourselves, or we became more independent, we're like, well, how do you do that? How do you bring home the bacon? Oh, well, let's see what the men did and let's do that, right? And men work hard. So we modeled working hard. Then we got reinforced this hard work thing. So you got 2 million years of brain development saying you got to work hard. You model in masculine energy. You've got a culture that says, oh, hard work equals success. You've got education system saying the harder you work, the more you get an A. And then let's not talk about observation, observing your mother work hard, your aunt, your grandmother, every woman in your life that you know has worked hard. That's why it's not easy. And let's talk about why wealth may not be accumulating, coming to you, staying, growing. If you have unhealed trauma, and if you have a brain that's saying protect her, and you don't even realize that your brain is saying that, so what do? Remember what I said? If you don't know what's going on, you're going to resort to logic. And logic is going to say, work harder, work harder, work harder, because that makes sense. Work harder, work harder. So you're going to worry. You're going to get exhausted trying to figure this out. And the bottom line, ladies, is that you cannot outwork or outlogic a brain that's trying to protect you. So if you seriously want to experience wealth with ease, I want to tell you the solution. Number one, you have to recognize it's not your business. It's not the business you're in. It's not where are the clients. It's not why won't people pay me what I'm worth. It's not I need to get more education. I need another program. I need to learn how to do social media. It's nothing outside of you. It's you. And so the solution is made up of 2 parts. Work on yourself first. Heal your money traumas and rewire your brain so it's built on I can have success and it can be easy. 2 parts to this solution. Reprogram your brain for ease instead of 2 million years of hard work. And number 2, heal your money traumas. Healing your money traumas and rewiring your brain for ease, it's going to make this happen. When you hear my clients talk about, I did the work and then I manifested $100,000 or a $91,000 contract, or one of my clients manifested a $5 million contract, multipliable for 20 years. Like, when you do this work, you become magnetic to ease. You become magnetic to the right clients, the right career opportunities. You become magnetic to, business opportunities. You literally resort to your brain making it easy. I heard this beautiful quote that says, it's time to earn with your brain, not your time and your effort. We have evolved past that. So, ladies, here's my invitation. If you have been watching all of this and it makes sense, and you're like, Tasha, I need your help, please take me in a cocoon for 90 days and just help me resolve all of this. 90 days intensive. Let's get it done. Healing your money traumas, rewiring your brain, showing you how to create a vision that you can feed to your reticular activating system to reprogram it for ease. And Tasha, I'm ready. I want to do the work. You want to learn more about our program? Then when you type the word heal, which a lot of you have already done, you're also going to get an opportunity to book a call. And I just want to be straight up with you, because I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to serve you and support you. That's it. I believe you are wise enough as a woman to know what is true for you, what you need, when it is the right time. So my job is not to sell you. My job is just to tell you this is available to you, to serve you and support you. Give me 90 days and I will change the trajectory of your life, because I will do two things, and there's a lot more, but the first two things: heal your money traumas, show you how to do it. So it's like riding a bicycle. You do it for the rest of your life. And the second thing I'm going to do starting day one is rewire your brain so that it is functioning from ease, is normalized for me. So if you see that invitation to book a call and you want to come join us in that program, it is a paid program, right? It's got mentorship, support, all the things. That's Tasha. And you want to learn more about it, then book a call and let's talk with you starting on Thursday. That's all I'm going to say about that, because like I said, if it's you, you'll know. If you came here because it's an answer to your prayer, you will know, and we will hear from you. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you. Let's go on about the business of downloading your worksheet. There are 3 little action steps at the bottom of your sheet that you can start today to do on your own to begin the healing process. I invite you to do that. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to talk about deservingness, another big thing. And we have our VIP call tomorrow night with our goddesses and all the amazing things. Make sure you're registered for VIP. All right. Mwah. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.